So multiplication of fractions. Let me rewrite this one just in case this example is kind of blurry for you. I got 1/8 times 8/9. Whenever we multiply by fractions, sometimes you see an X in its place or a dot, or you parentheses around them. And there's many different ways to write multiplication of fractions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask myself, is there a number on top that will reduce with the number on bottom? Well, yeah, I see I have 8 over 8. That means the 8 will go into 8. How many times? It goes into itself once. So it reduced. Now I have 1 times 1 over 1 times 9, and I got a proper fraction, and that's as far as it'll simplify. So let's do this next one. I got 3/4 times 2/6. There's more than one way to do this. We saw that there's a 2 on top, and there's a 2 in either one of these, and there's a 3 on top. So I have more than one way about reducing this. What I do know is that 6 has 2 and 3 in it, and there's a 2, a 3, and a 2 up here at top. So let's just reduce it that way. So I know, and let's just go ahead and rewrite it just so you can see what I'm talking about. I have 3/4 times 2 over 2 times 3. There we go. So let's reduce it. I have a 3 on top. It goes into 3 one time, and I have a 2 on top, and it goes on into 2 on the bottom one time. So now what I have 1 times 1, 4 times 1 times 1, and my answer is 1/4, and it is a proper fraction. Okay, so I'm going to skip this next example. I'll write it down if you want to work it. That way you can see it better. And this is it, and I'll allow you to work that one on your own. I want to work this next one here. I got 2/3 times 4. So sometimes people get confused when they see it. They get a fraction times a whole number. A whole number is seen as over 1, but it's not written in the simplest form if I put the 1 down there. But I'm going to put it down here just for me for this particular problem. I know that I look what numbers on top that reduce with whatever numbers on bottom, and I don't see nothing. I got 2's up here on top. 2 times 2. I have 3 times 1, and 3 is prime, so I can't. There's nothing there to reduce. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply straight across. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. And I have me an improper fraction. And if I want to convert that to a mixed number, I can. So our last one. I've got a mixed number times a mixed number. And the easiest, most straightforward way to do is to go ahead and convert these to an improper fraction. So I'm going to rewrite this so you can see it better. And I'm going to convert it to an improper fraction. I'm going to say 2 times 3, which is 6, right? So I got 2 times 3, which is 6. And then I'm going to add the 6 plus 1, which gives me a new numerator, right? So that gives me 7. The denominator doesn't change, right? So I'm going to say times. And again, denominator doesn't change. Go ahead and write it down now. I have 3 times 4, which is 12. And then I'm going to say, okay, 12 plus whatever that numerator is, which is 1, so it's 13. Again, I say, is there a number on top that reduced with a number on bottom? No. These are all 4 of these are prime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply them out. I'm going to say 7 times 13, which is 91. And then 2 times 3 is 6. And since these were written in mixed number, let's go ahead and go that extra step and write it as mixed number. So I'm going to put 6 out here because it doesn't change. The denominator don't change. And let's do long division to figure this out. 6 goes into 9 one time. So 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract it gives me a 3. And let's bring this number down. And that looks, hopefully that looks like an arrow. I meant to make it look like an arrow. 6 goes into 31 how many times? 5, because 5 times 6 is 30. Subtract it. and it leaves me with the remainder of 1. And if it leaves me with the remainder of 1, the remainder of 1 is my new numerator, and 15 is my whole number, and it is written in mixed number form.